Thank you for the order. Let's go ahead and get the drainage committee started. Let the record reflect that all members are present besides Mr. Mathern. First item, request of approval to reappoint Ms. Tina Landry to the Bayou Pierpont North Gravity Drainage District.
So move.
Motion by Mr. Blanchard,
Second.
second by Mr. Patterson. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 2, discuss drainage issues at 100 Cindy Street, Libertyville, Ward 2. Mr. Landry?
Yeah, I put this on the agenda. You can see in the picture, it's collapsed, on one side of it, which I don't know about something. It's causing drainage issues, on the street. It is in the parish right away, and it's a viable project.
We have a total cost of $2,859.
So move.
Motion by Mr. Carter, second by Ms. Blanchard. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 3, update on removal of downed trees in Lower Texas Canal.
Yeah, those trees, one of the biggest trees in the canal has been there for some time, for the last two hurricanes. It seems as though this should have been tended to before. FEMA could have easily pulled that out. But now we're still stuck with the trees and we have to remove. And, any available funds, if not, let's try to get a grant.
How would, Paul, and you may be able to help us out with this. Normally, what would be a procedure in removing a tree from the canal? We get a estimate from someone?
Yeah, you get 3 prices. If it's over 10 grand, you got it. If below 10 grand, you're gonna get 1 price. Above no, take that back, change 30 grand. No, that's drainage is 10 grand. Drainage is 10 grand. Anything below 10 grand, you can do for 1 price. Above 10 grand, you gotta get 3 prices. But the issue we've been having, James, is finding people that has the proper credentials. You need insurance and workers' comp and liability. And then the other issues too is where you're gonna take it. If it's drainage, you take it out of general drainage, or if it's recreation, because the navigational issues, you take it out of recreation. So that's a decision y'all gotta make.
Yeah,
Why don't we get prices first and we just take it from there, see where we at. You
So,
probably got money.
There was estimates done.
So previously, I spoke to some contractors, and to do it properly, we rode the canal in and out when there was low water situation. And we would actually have to go in there to do it right with a barge and an excavator on it. Cause the amount of trees that's in the canal, and he came back at like $2,500 a day for a month. So we were looking at about $75,000 worth of work on that particular incident. And then, of course, there was a quote that came back at like $10,000 to cut the trees out, but right now in high water, you're not gonna see what's actually there. I have pictures of it. There's some massive trees that are there. There's 6 inches of water in the canal. The barge wouldn't even been able to travel all the way to 10-12 because of the amount of trees that's in the canal.
what's the distance on this?
I don't have the exact calculation, but I would say it's somewhere around 2,700 feet.
6 or 7 dollars.
What'd you suggest, Mr. Bro?
Let's get it done. I don't know how, let's get a grant if we have to. We spoke to a person this week and he can get his grants, but it may take some time. And he'll administer them and all. So, let's get a cost estimate, I guess, and then look into that.
I think we kind of maxed out with grants in-house right now.
Well, he would administer it.
You got their contact?
Yeah, we talked to him this week.
Okay.
Give it up.
Yeah, he charges 4% for the amount of the grant. He hasn't provided me with a resume or anything yet, so wait.
All right, let's get,
4% for anything under $1 million and 2% beyond that, but I don't know any of his credentials. I just met with him, with Mr. Brooks.
all right, so, once we hear back from him, Kim, just let us know. That way we can try to move forward.
Should have been done years ago.
Lower
It
Texas.
was lacked in this.
Well, we had opportunity a couple of years ago right out the high to treat all the canal, but we didn't go there.
I cleaned 3 canals out with one of the hurricanes when I was president.
Was that,
I was thinking if Lower Texas was part of the master drainage study.
Yeah, it's all,
Yes.
it's all.
It's all of it.
Thank you.
All right, so we'll, wait on some more information on it. I got one deviation for, purchase a pump, submergible pump. Motion to deviate
$2,800.
$2,800.
Yeah, that's a pump that went out, I need to replace $2,800 out of trim my drainage.
You got a motion?
Motion by Mr. Mathern,
Okay.
second by Mr. Blanchard. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Right, the motion is to purchase a 3-inch pump for Cajun Street at $2,800. Before we go out for vote on
What ward?
Ward
Ward 9. Before we go out for vote, any public comment? First call, second call, third call, let the record reflect there's no public comment. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
Funds coming out of drainage.
Coming out of drainage.
That's my drainage.
Did somebody make, I don't think anybody made a
I
motion.
made a motion.
There was a motion to deviate, you made a motion.
All right, motion by Mr. Mathern, second by Mr. Blanchard, all in favor?
We funded out of Ward 9.
Yeah.
Drainage out there.
Yes, yes,
If you want to
all
add.
in favor?
No.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Motion to,
Motion to adjourn.
adjourn. Motion by
Second.
Mr. Blanchard, second by Mr. Bro, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Meeting adjourned.
We'll call to order the Finance Committee meeting. Let the record reflect all members are present. First item, request approval to pay list of bills submitted through May 17th, 2024. Motion by Mr. Alcorn. Second by Mr. Nakam. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Request approval of budget comparison statements for April 2024.
Just for your review, no plan of action at this time.
Motion to accept the report with no action.
Motion to accept by Mr. Nakam. Second by Mr. Alcorn. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Request approval for 2 accountants to attend the OPAO conference in Lafayette, August 1st to 2nd, 2024. Approximate cost $300.
Yes, this is the organization of Parish Administrative Officials Conference in Lafayette. It's normally very good information in there, so I'd like the 2 new accountants to attend that.
So motion by Mr. Alcorn. Second by Mr. Nakam. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Consider fee proposal for a structural condition assessment of courthouse. Amount of $8,500.
So I'd like to make a recommendation that we table this item for, and have future discussions about it. I just think there's some information we need to talk about with this particular contract and the way it's written.
Motion to table.
Are you gonna take that as an action item to
Yes, I'd
discuss
like
it before our next meeting?
before the next meeting.
All right, motion to table, item 4,
Second.
by Mr. Nakam, second by Mr. Carter, all in favor? Opposed? Item table. Update on capabilities and pricing for dual facing cameras in parish vehicles.
Okay, so, y'all should have 3 spreadsheets. One is for what we currently have, the mobile monitoring. We have 38 vehicles that are being monitored, or 36 right now, but we have 2 that are in the shop and we need to add. When they get out the shop, we need to add the monitoring. So right now we pay, $8,778.12 for what we have now. And they have a whole list of features. It's on a state bid contract, we do the Pro Plus, so that's what we have now. The next 2 spreadsheets are for the cameras, and you guys have a list of what it would detect, other than the obvious video footage. These are the other things that the cameras do and can detect. And then when it comes to pricing, there's 2 options, buy or rent. If you buy, it's on state bid contract. You'd have a one-time purchase cost, $10,070. If you get the plug and play wiring, which is what I would guess I recommend because you don't have to do a hard install, it's $1,489.60. So the total one-time purchase would be $11,559.60. Then there's a data charge of $16 per unit, so that's $608 a month. Total yearly charge would be $7,296. And if you buy it, you gotta replace it if it breaks. You have to upgrade them when they're obsolete, so that's some things to think about. And there's a little note down here, if we get them professionally installed and not do the plug and play, the total installation fee would be $4,788 one time. So the rent option, which is if y'all end up doing this, is I guess what I would recommend is, monthly is $1,025.62. Yearly, that comes out to $12,214.68. It's not on state bid contract though, but a monthly, like you don't have a monthly data plan. I think they upgrade them when you do fund upgrade. If it breaks, I don't know what happens then. I don't
They
know.
replace it.
What's that?
They replace it.
They replace it. The plug and plays included with the rental, data fees included with the rental. If for some reason we want to hard install them, it would be $90 per unit and $49 per installation trip. And with this many, he said it would take 8 to 10 trips. So that's the information I have.
And the current mobile monitoring that we have, we can terminate that at any time.
I'd have to check. I'm sure it's since it's a monthly run, I'm sure there's a contract length. I don't remember what it is. It's probably 36 months. That's what he wants to give us for. And I'm sure we can terminate it. It'd probably be.
Same company?
Yes, this is all the same. It's Acadian, so I mean, not local, but it's in the state, so.
Justin, you sent me this rate comparison, but what plan? Base, regulatory, pro
The
plus?
Pro Plus, that's the one that's on state bid contract.
Okay.
So we get a lot for what we do now.
$731 a month.
Yeah, but what we have right now,
What we have right now.
without the camera.
The camera monitoring would replace the mobile monitoring?
No, it's in addition to.
So this and,
Mhm.
It'd be, you have to have both.
Yeah, you have to have the I don't think you can just have the camera.
Motion.
I mean, I don't have
what
what
we
you
got.
got.
I don't want to pay any extra $12,000.
second that motion.
You got a motion on the floor with Mr. Nakam, second by Mr. Carter,
Motion to keep what we have.
to keep the system that we have in place. All in favor? Opposed?
Thank you, Justin.
Motion carries.
Well,
Discuss proposal from South Central Planning relative to grant management professional services.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Other members, my name's Kevin Belanger. I'm CEO of South Central Planning and Development Commission. We met, I think, about 2 weeks ago with the chairman, one of your personnel that does a lot of the accounting, and also prior grants manager. The premise is that we believe that we can provide to you the services of doing grant writing and management below or at what you were paying before. We don't know exactly what you would pay. We were guesstimating about what you would pay. But we're assuming it's to be somewhere around 50 grand, maybe a little more that you were paying. We have an assortment of planners and professionals on board that have done this type of work for years. They work with USDA, FEMA, EDA, DRA, CDBG. We've never done any Bill Mesa work, but that seems to be not a big deal because one of our guys on staff has done a lot of legwork in trying to get that underhand as well. So what we did is we prepared a cooperative endeavor agreement for you. I actually did it myself, and I saw just a few errors that I made. I'm not gonna blame anyone else other than myself, but the errors are real minute. I'm sure that you would agree with the additions. But basically, if you, Mr. Chairman, if you like, I'll go through it, or you can take it under advisement. So basically, if you turn to the very second page, it'll list the scopes of services that both the commission and also the jury that would be responsible. We intend to attend all necessary meetings on behalf of the jury, prepare and process all necessary paperwork, be responsible for retainage of all documents on behalf of the jury, keep the police jury apprised of all the changes to the project's cost, scope, performance, compliance, delivery, and all other matters relative to the management of a successful procurement. Keep itself and the police jury abreast of all new promulgated rules and procedural changes to any grant management process that does occur very often. Keep the police jury apprised of with all monthly progress reports and to be at all police jury meetings when needed for management activities. Provide monthly invoicing, which identifies the project manager, the task, action, amount earned, and any of the data required by the police jury. And the commission shall provide overall grant compliance and grant guidelines. The jury's responsibility on page 3, there are 3, and that was where my exception occurred. One is the police jury needs to identify 2 personnel by which we are to work with. It's not going to be on a daily basis, but it's probably going to be on probably a weekly, bi-weekly basis. We're going to keep them informed. They're going to be the ones to tell us when the jury's meeting, when we should attend, put us on the agenda, etc., like that. The reason we want 1 or 2 liaisons, in case one is out, we could go to the next. Typically, you want some upper management type people, people that are either department heads or within the accounting section to do that. 2, the police jury shall process all our invoices within 45 days. I think that's reasonable. In most cases, y'all always have been within 30 days, so we added 15. But to that, we didn't have anything for meals and lodging if necessary, not to say that it will, but it's very possible. There may be some need for attendance in Houston with EPA, depending on what type of grant that you're going after. Might be a need to stay in Baton Rouge, but we will get prior approval from the liaisons before taking that. And also the federal reimbursement rate for mileage. That was not included in it. The police jury shall consider any reasonable amendments and accommodations to the agreement that the commission should submit, meaning that just give us consideration, hear us out, let us tell you why we think we need to do something different. Keep in mind that we're trying something very new. We've run the numbers over and over at our office, both Dawn Alamon and I, along with Pat Gordon. We believe that the rates that we charge are reasonable. Don't be alarmed by the number that you see by the position. That is not actually what they make. That number includes all overhead that we pay to that the commission has to accumulate. We don't have millages that pay for our commission. We operate under a $24 million budget. That budget is due to grants and monies that we get from state and federal entities. We only collect totally throughout the entire region of all 7 parishes, a total of $140,000. That is it. That is all the money we get locally. Don't need to tell you how far $140,000 go. So how do we pay for the match that we are required to match with just EDA? We typically match that grant with around $200,000 just to be able to do economic development within the 7 parish region. And for investing $200,000, the feds give us $80,000. That's how we get the $80,000. We also pay under overhead, insurances, benefits, a lot of costs with, maintenance of the building. Those are the things that we have to, deal with. So that overhead is included in each and is pro rata by each of the individual, positions. If we had millages supporting what we did, like parishes do, we would certainly not have high overhead rates, but even the parish has overhead rates. So we would hope that you would consider this. We would take this on for a year, evaluate it, or into a point where we think that there has to be some communication. We think that we're gonna be expending about 7 of our staff to this task. Various times they're gonna be working on it. You will see various people here representing South Central Planning and on your behalf. Typically, we will appoint one program manager. That individual will likely be Ms. Leslie Williams of our office. He will probably be our point person. And other than that, I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you may have.
Kevin, before they ask that question, the only question I have, to start is, what's the list? Do we have a restrictive list? I know we talked about what projects, or we're talking in general, whatever comes up.
So hey, that's a great question. So that is the what ifs. So we know that based on the projects that you gave to us,
Currently.
this is what we're gonna have to charge. So let's say that the jury says, hey, we got these 3 enhancement grants that we want to go after. We're gonna come to the jury. We're gonna ask for a resolution. You're gonna give us a resolution that determines where the match is gonna come from. And then obviously, we're gonna say, okay, how much more time is that gonna take? Enhancement grants are not that hard to manage. I would say you could probably spend on one grant, maybe $1,500 to $2,000 a year.
The hope would be that some others come off the list and.
Some may go off, some that will go on. We plan to manage the ones that you provided to us. We hope that you will allow us and encourage us to go after more. We're gonna bring things to you. We're gonna say, like you had tonight, Mr. Bro, you're gonna see our opportunities, but it all comes down to what the jury has in your funds to be able to provide for the matching funds. We can't be writing grants on behalf of every juror who's just calling us. We will not do that. We're gonna have to have this jury direct us as a whole, so that everybody is aware and we have a confined or a dedicated source for the match to go after. That's the only way we could operate.
Existing grants. How would you say tonight, say, Mr. Barnes, okay, we're approving it, but we got 2 or 3 existing grants we're working on. You can take over those. I see
We
here.
have the
You
list.
provided
Is this
a
the list we
list.
provided, Henrietta?
Yes. We scratched a few off, but yes.
Yeah,
scratched
we
them?
scratched them all.
You provided a list to us.
I
We
see
know
they
that
handed
there was
over.
2 or 3 that were coming off, right?
The cost that he has, that upset limit cost is based on the grants that we currently have active.
Yes.
Right.
So what did you scratch off? Is it on this list or it's not?
No, it's not on that.
It's not
list.
on, it came off.
So right now, in y'all, I'm looking at a total of 14.
That's
That's in the pipeline right now,
That's right.
14. And I think, let's see. Yeah, looking at a total of 14. Right. But there are also some funding when y'all took over y'all did the LATAP grant.
That's right.
You got a grant that was part of it, which was the land and water, and I think that was a $15,000 allocation back then.
Mhm.
So how is, because that grant is not finished.
Listen, we're gonna be very reasonable with you guys. We're not here to make
No,
any
I'm
money
just
off of
asking,
you.
no.
We just wanna be able to basically cover.
Kevin,
our
we need the
costs.
help.
And my goal is to make this work financially for the jury. I will do everything we can to make sure that we're not double dipping. If there's any realization of double dipping, you will be completely reimbursed for that. That's not gonna occur. I'm not gonna say it won't occur, but when it's found and when we uncover it, yes, we will provide that. We will not double bill you.
So the other thing that we discussed is some of this cost may be able to be deferred. Some of these grants, we manage them in-house. We can't take advantage of the administrative fees that are awarded with the grants because we're doing it with in-house personnel. By having this contract, we can be reimbursed for some of these administration fees on some of these grants for the grant management portion.
Mr. Chairman, I just want to caution you, when you make that statement, a lot of these grants, especially federal, you have to procure the actual administrator. This is not what we're doing here. What you are doing here is you are hiring us to be, quote, your staff. So the procurement would not have occurred. So if you would like to undertake that, and you would like to say, maybe that might not be a bad idea to put out an RFP, let us respond to it, and you may get a whole list of people applying to do this grant management. List out what you have, like you've done to us already, and then you'll see the value that we're providing to you. I have no doubt about that.
Sure. Now,
But-
on
But
any of
then it will
these,
be
Will be covered
procured.
on the federal side.
That's correct.
right, any of these projects that you may be precluded from performing the grant management for, that we have to go out for an RFP, would you assist in getting that outside party if the grant requires another administrator or something?
So if you ask him, would we be willing to work with another grant administrator? Certainly, if we are your technical staff. But if
Or you
you're,
asking him if he would
Well,
do the
I'm,
advertisements for him?
so what,
I think that's where he was going.
I'll give you the example that we have, with one of our water sector projects. The state is requiring us to go out for an RFP for a grant manager
Right.
because they recognize that we have limited staff here. This contract, they may change their mind, but they may still require it to be part of the program.
So here's the dilemma. In many federal cases, if I help you create the RFP, we're out of the
Sure.
submission process. It's crazy. You guys are a member of our commission. We should be able to help you. I've argued this infinitum with all sorts of federal and state people, and they just don't want to listen to it. So the answer would probably be no. We wouldn't be able to help you with the RFP and also then become the administrator. If you,
I meant help us with the process of going out and advertising for
absolutely.
another
If we
grant.
are- If
You
we're
can't do
chosen,
right, if you can't do it.
if we are part of this process that we're talking, yes, absolutely. It's not difficult to do. It's just, it would take us away from being in that position to do the administration,
Sure.
which we probably will stumble upon.
July, when can you start?
June 1st.
We have a lot of people out right now. We were talking June 1st, that way we would accumulate our people, get them situated. We've already spoke to many of our staff. Some of them are on vacation, trying to use up vacation before the end of the year.
Any other questions, guys? I mean,
The only caveat I have is those few little amendments to item 2 under the police jury. Item B, I'm sorry, item B, which would be to add, the meals and lodging rates of the state and also the federal reimbursement rate for mileage. That would be it.
No, come tell me before y'all do that, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we would put that in a document that you could put on your next agenda. Now, when do y'all meet again? You don't meet until,
13, I think.
Second and fourth Wednesday of each month.
so you're gonna meet on
June 12th.
June 12th, so we could start June 30th. You want to do July 1 or June 15th?
We hire you tonight.
Well,
Kevin wants some
we'll do a
time.
lot of work for nothing, you
Well,
know
we
that.
just got this, so we just looked at this 5 minutes ago. And I think we need to be very clear on the list.
Yeah.
Because I don't know where y'all getting 14, because that's not how many's on this list, and there's some that can come off. We just gotta be clear on it.
All right.
Let's do this. Let's just say July 1. We'll help you even before that. That's not gonna be a problem. We want this to be a good relationship and a long-term relationship.
Perfect.
So I have a question for you regarding the upset limit. Does that include or exclude the additional, mileage
No,
and.
that would include, yeah.
It would include it?
It would include it, yes. Now, look, I'm not gonna, I don't know what the future's gonna bring, but if you got an EPA project that requires us to go to Dallas and to lodge it out of somebody's hands, which happens often. And we're gonna say, hey, look, we believe that taking this trip is gonna be advantageous to us and to your parish, we're gonna ask, we're gonna say, we're gonna work through the liaisons, and we're gonna say, we'd like to do this, and if we get the go ahead to go, we'll go. That may cause that 50,000 to go up slightly, okay? But we're not anticipating a lot of travel, but you don't know what's gonna happen with projects. We will be very honest and upfront with you, as would an employee of yours would be doing the same.
South Central Planning has a great relationship with ADA also.
Oh, absolutely. All of the federal entities we work with,
So if you have to go out of town, I mean,
it's
you
a
want to take care
necessity.
of business without a doubt.
If we got to go out of town, it's a necessity. We very seldom, the staff of our commission very seldom travels. They go to Baton Rouge a lot, DOTD, they're meeting there, but making things move.
I think we need to get this.
Which one do?
Who will we identify as our two liaisons from our staff to be, to go in conjunction with them?
Besides Kim?
Question.
Besides Kim?
And that's why we need to take this under advisement,
Right.
because we have to have some decisions as to Rayetta's role moving forward. And even though hopefully it would be minimal, is that something she would continue with or not? That's what we need to work out.
So we'll take this contract under advisement, table it till the next meeting, and
I'll revise it and give it back to you. Okay. Thank you all.
Thank you, Captain.
a motion to table?
Yeah.
Motion to table, Mr. Nakane, second by Mr. Alcorn, all in favor? Opposed?
Motion adjourned.
Item table, motion adjourned by Mr. Nakane, second by Mr. Carter. All in favor?
All right.
Opposed? Meeting adjourned.
5:12, we get the personnel committee started. All members are present. Item number 1, request approval to hire ADA James Prescott Jr. to replace Craig Stewart effective 5/23/2024.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Carter,
Second.
second by Mr. Pineville. All in favor?
Aye.
Nay. Motion passed. Item number 2, consider recommendation from Parish Manager relative to employee change, rate increase, job performance. Will be held in executive session.
Motion to executive session.
Motion by Mr. Nakane,
Second.
second by Mr. Carter.
Everybody receiving notice?
Everybody received a notice, and I do see a nothing here. So they have the right to state where they want this discussion
Oh, here.
here in.
Can we just state for the record that we're gonna go in to discuss Mr. Landry first? And then we'll come back out if we need to discuss any of the other employees. If that works. If he's okay with that. All right?
Do that.
Okay.
All right.
All right, motion by Mr. Carter, second by Mr. Nakane. All in favor?
Aye.
Nays, motion passed.
Yeah, we got that.
It's a possibility. We can go about something like that.
Motion to go back in, regular session.
Motion by Mr. Nakane, second by Mr. Carter, all in favor? Okay, we approve to move Mr. Dwayne Broussard to general maintenance supervisor with a 6-month probational period, being transferred from general fund employee to a 1% employee. And everything else has been taken underneath advisement.
Make a motion to that effect.
Motion, by Mr. Nakane. Second by Mr. Carter. All in favor?
Do you have an effective date?
Next paper.
Okay.
Motion adjourned.
Motion to adjourn by Mr. Nakane, second by Mr. Fondo, all in favor? Nays? Meeting adjourned.
All right, we call the, engineering grant committee meeting to order. Record will reflect all members are present. First item, update on project status and funding sources by PIS Engineering.
Kevin Desarn with GIS Engineering, on the status of, funding updates. Really not much to update, just going, projects through capital outlay. So Jacob's working on that with the legislators and working towards it, trying to get some stuff in there.
Thank you, sir. Next item, update from the Plan and Design Group.
We just received final survey deliverables today, so we need to QA/QC that, and they'll probably have it in y'all's hands in about a week or two. And that's more or less all to report at the moment.
Is it?
Mhm.
Any questions? Anybody? Thank you,
Thanks,
sir.
Appreciate the meeting in Kelport, it was good.
Yeah.
Update from Infinity Engineering. Anybody from Infinity? Zoom? Is he on Zoom?
I mean, I don't know, I shared it, so if he's there, he'll show up.
Is there anything to report, Ms. Rhea, on that?
I'm not sure. He
Okay.
didn't.
Can we just move on to the next one and see? if
Yes,
there's
sir.
a problem?
All right. Next item, update from the count/grants coordinator.
Oh, he's on.
Brian, you there?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
You got an update for us, sir?
Yes, sir. So I spoke to the state. The only things holding up the bid is the completion of the rate study or a letter of certification for the rate study. And there was also somebody at DEQ who did a scope verification. I spoke to him on the phone a few months ago after we submitted to DEQ, and he told me everything was verified. I need to get that in writing, and that's no problem, but the rate study or the letter of certification needs to come from the parish.
All right. Can we get that for him?
Marietta, you were supposed to reach out to the guy who had been assigned to us for the rate
Yes,
study?
Richard Campbell, and I'm waiting on an email from him to see what's the next step.
It's in the process.
It's in
We
the
don't do
process.
the rate study, the state does, right?
Yeah, we
The state
will
does the
follow.
rate study.
Got it.
And if you don't want to wait for the rate study, then you sign the certification form, which he's referring to, which states that we are certifying that whatever results come from the rate study, we have to increase the rates.
It's
our best interest to
wait for the rate study.
Yes.
We're waiting on the rate study, Brian.
Yeah, that's my understanding. I should have asked the lady on the phone what the letter of certification was, but that's what I assumed it was. But thank you, Rihanna.
Anything else?
I have no updates. I'm just waiting on DEQ to give us our permits and we're ready to go. Has there been a decision made on what the outcome of what the plan is to get the tie-ins and the backfill of the private septics for Ewell and Virginia is? I was told it could possibly be done as a change order for the project.
Not familiar. I can't answer that question.
Brian, you familiar with?
No, I just talked to Brian about it, and we had went to a meeting and it's not our best interest to go out to bid, and then we can come back and revisit it after.
Okay.
go out for additional funding.
Okay. Well, that's how we'll proceed.
Anything else?
I have nothing else.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you very much.
Weeks, yes. All right, Ms. Rieta, you're up.
Okay, the, water sector. Mr. Francis Shake Snyder withdrew his quote, so I had to get an additional, quote. I think I got two. So request approval and authorize president to sign a contract with Central Appraisal Bureau for the appraisal of Virginia Street for the water sector sewer improvements project in the amount of $400.
Do you know why they are withdrawing?
Federal clauses. They don't want to agree to those
So
federal
this one's
clauses.
aware of the federal clauses.
Yes, ma'am.
I get a motion to approve
Motion.
$400 for central appraisal, motion by Mr. Carter,
Second.
second by Mr. Blanchard. All in
You're not
favor?
on that, Carl. Not on that.
I didn't.
Oh, who did? Mr. Diaz, I'm sorry. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That carries. Want me to read the next one? Request approval and authorize president to sign the plan and design group's professional service agreement, amendment number 2 to progressing and securing the existing joint permit application for the proposed ring levees and amendments to 20 drainage structures crossing underneath LA Highway 70 in the amount of $18,850.
The amount, he brought it to my attention, before the meeting, the amount is actually $16,350.
So that's about that. 16,350.
Yes.
Where the funds will come from?
Out of construction
Who Mason?
for Mason.
All right, I got a motion for that.
So move.
Moved by Ms. Blanchard, second by Mr. Mathern. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That carries. The next item, request approval and authorize president to sign the letter of commitment agreement for the Bell Rose walking trail. Any information that you just need that
No, we just need
authorization?
authorization to sign.
All right, motion by Mr. Bro.
What are we committing to? Do we- Remember I asked you about that?
Well, they just completed the environmental
Yeah. they
study.
did it
I guess this was
environmental.
the next step in the process, but I'm not
Okay.
familiar.
You did tell me that a match is required, but it's coming from your recreation funding, so that's.
Already
fine.
been
Okay.
allocated.
So we're just moving along.
Motion by Mr. Bro, second by Mr. Blanchard. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Anything else? You done? Good.
I got a question.
Question?
What's the deal with the survey for Virginia U?
Waiting on a contract from GIS.
Yeah, I said they're waiting on a contract from us. Who's supposed to be doing the contract?
He drafts his own.
They have to.
They drive their own contracts. We don't drive contracts for them.
I did talk with Jacob right before this meeting. We finally got the contract through our legal department, so he said it should be coming tonight or tomorrow morning. He'll send it to you.
He probably meant he was getting it from legal, Chris, I would think, not from us.
Yeah, from our legal, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
All right, good deal. All right, any other questions from Ms. Marietta? Seeing none, next item, request approval for president to sign CA with Louisiana OCD for the RCIP grant.
I'll put that on the agenda.
Was that?
I'll put that on the agenda, number 5.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, that's the Resilient Communities Infrastructure Grant with OCD. They're requesting that the president sign a CEA, and then at our next meeting, we will have a public hearing for public comment to discuss the possible projects that the money could be utilized for.
Moved by Mr. Diaz, second by Mr. Bro, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Next item, request approval for 4-foot hardship variance of back property line at 119A College Point Marine, Ward 1.
So this lady came in and provided me with everything we normally require. She has a signed statement from her and her father for their property. She has a signed statement from the adjacent property owner saying that they're okay with it. and she had a site plan.
You recommend?
I recommend move forward, letter.
Motion by Mr. Brew. Second.
Second.
Second by Mr. Mathern, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next item, request approval for 3-foot hardship variance on side property line at 112 Cross LaRue.
This is a hangover of a camper. He got pictures sitting in his phone. It's, just an overhang he put on for the camper.
This side.
And, the neighbor signed, neighbor got the agreement that they're all right.
Do we have
You have the agreement?
I have the agreement from the neighbor. I don't have anything signed from property owner, and I don't have a site plan, but I just got the pictures today, a little while ago. so-
you get it. Right, it's the
The
shed in the
neighbor
back.
signed off.
Yeah, neighbor signed off, the shed's in the back, and the shed overhang the other people's property already.
I do have a letter from the neighbor signed.
Yeah.
We got a neighbor. I mean, the
Yeah,
main reason
it's
for
legit.
these
Yeah.
requirements is to protect the neighbors.
Right, I'll make a motion.
Maybe we should get a motion pending that
Pending.
the permit office gets all the documentation needed.
Okay.
Motion made by Mr.
Need a
Mathern,
site plan and a letter from the property owner requesting.
pending all documentation, in-house. Motion by Mr. Mathern. Second by Mr. Brew, all in favor? Opposed, motion carries. Next item, request approval for a hardship variance from Code of Ordinance, section 26-60, number 4, parcel number 1006-1300 on Frank Lane, Ward 1.
This is a request, Mr. Alcorn made that I present y'all with this. The ordinance states that no more than one principal commercial and industrial structure or 3 single-family dwellings, one of which must be occupied by the landowner who is claiming homestead exemption, and others being occupied by immediate family on this property shall be permitted on a single lot or building site, provided that the yard or other requirements of this section shall be met for each structure or meets the description of rental property in section 2660. So the variance they're asking for is, there's no succession on the property, so it's all family property, it's an estate. So they're not claiming homestead exemption, nobody's claiming homestead exemption, and they want to add they used to have 5 mobile homes on there, 2 have been moved out, and they want to eventually, one they want to move back in right now, and they want to eventually possibly move in the 5th. So just a request, I haven't talked to residents, I've been on to Mr. Ron about it. This property is big enough to have sewer approval. But the ordinance states they can't have more than 3, and then somebody has to be claiming homestead exemption, so that's what the variance is requesting.
Good thoughts.
I think is a family home, the ordinance is clear, but
Is the home or the trailer?
it's mobile homes.
So they're
Well, really-
gonna trailer park?
Where's the trailer
But
park?
it's not trailer park, it's all immediate
No, it's
family,
not.
so we make them
No, it's
sign
not.
an
They've been living that
affidavit.
for the
stating
last-
it's
Hold
all
on.
family.
Go ahead, John.
It's not a trailer park because it's all immediate family, and the exception to where it can be the 3 for immediate family. And they had, I guess it wasn't always followed the rules, so they had a bunch on there, people moved it out, and now they want to move one back in.
Family.
Yes,
So there's 200, they moving the third one in?
No, you
Yeah,
got it.
3 on
You
it.
got it.
Yeah,
You got it.
3.
Yeah.
and they're moving a 4th one back in, and possibly,
There's multiple
Fifth.
variances.
so yeah, it's a variance from the homestead exemption, because
Somebody gotta pay some taxes.
what's that?
Somebody need to pay some
They
taxes.
do pay
They
taxes.
pay the taxes,
They pay the
it all goes
taxes.
to one.
They claim
Yeah.
homestead right now.
Yeah.
They're not claiming.
They can't, it's an estate. It's all
They
family
never
property.
subdivided,
Yeah,
not subdivided, but
they would have to do a
succession.
succession, yeah.
Well, if we're gonna move this, if they're gonna put 5, let's change the ordinance to 5. I mean, if y'all gonna break it at 3, just put it at 5. What do you want, Ron?
Well, they're receiving a blessing. It's a mother, it's a daughter, it's a son, it's an uncle. They're receiving a new mobile home through the Louisiana Restore.
I think it's a trailer park, man.
You can say what it's want, but it's family.
It don't
That's
matter.
all they have,
How
Martin.
you
Ain't
know-
nobody,
How you know? they're
I've been
gonna-
living by it all my life.
How you know that they're not gonna rent it after they put it there?
They ain't going nowhere.
How you know they're not
They
gonna
just
rent it?
move, they moving one trailer out, they moving one in. They live there.
How you know they're not
That's
gonna
all they
rent it?
have, Myron.
The trailer park.
No, it's not a trailer park. It's a family estate.
All right.
They had five, they moved two out, and they moving one back in.
Possibly another one.
So now there's two more coming in.
They don't have no more room to put any more.
But the regulation is three.
Three max, family and homestead exemption. That's what the ordinance is.
But the property's large enough.
It's
under-
large enough, but that's sewer approval already.
Okay,
So they
under
got sewer
sanitation.
All right.
Did we get anything in writing, Justin?
I do not currently have anything in writing.
Is
What
there,
you did?
is there any way we can get something in writing, Ron?
Yes.
And the expressed hardship, so that way we can review it properly and put it on the next agenda?
Sure.
Okay,
I would like to add to that, that they include a list of all residents that are in dwellings there and the relationship, so we can verify that they are family.
I can verify that too as well. That all family.
Sanitation department.
We got that.
They
Have that?
they sent us the email saying that the new one's approved. So.
All right, so we'll table it to get further information for the next meeting. You got what you need? All right, number 9, update on fire hydrants project.
Still, what the last we've heard today was, Senator Price said it's in the Senate now. And we're just
It's
waiting.
gonna come out for a vote.
Yeah, because we're just waiting to get that language approved.
Update on Bell Rose drainage project.
Good afternoon, everyone. Belrose Lane drainage project plans and specifications are completed. The bid proposal has been updated to reflect unit pricing based on a budget of $200,000. The project will be prioritized and phased based on the unit price process received. Plans and specifications were forwarded to GIS engineering for their review and to set bid dates.
Questions?
No, I just need verification from GIS that they received them. Kevin, do you know if you received?
See those at 4:30 today, yep.
Okay, thank you.
And I think we're still waiting on the revised costs or something from GIS.
But that's actually for, they hadn't provided the initial one yet for Belrose drainage, but they did provide one for Jolamore Michael. But they were gonna revise it based on the.
Yeah, we still hadn't received a revision.
We'll get to that one.
Okay. No, but I was told Belrose Lane as well. Neither one of them can go out for bid yet.
No, that's correct. We need to do a cost analysis before we
Yes,
can
okay.
go out for bids.
Update on Ag Center roof project.
Mr. Salwa received correspondence from Jet Set LLC this afternoon requesting to withdraw from the project. This correspondence was forwarded to you. This was discussed as a possibility at a previous meeting with you, the owner. Mr. Salwa is recommending you confer with legal regarding termination to the contract with Jet Set and re-advertising the project as possible.
is that your recommendation?
That's Mr. Salwa's, yes, sir.
And are there gonna be any additional costs associated with going back out to bid?
I'm not aware of it. I will refer you to Mr. Salwa. Clarification on that.
We'll leave it, Mike, I guess we'll let you look at it.
Yes. I just got that email and I just got the contract, so I'll review and I'll communicate with everybody on, and the engineer.
Thank you, sir. Update on courthouse renovation project.
We reviewed it earlier, Mr. Joe.
Yeah, all right. Update Johnmore Street drainage project.
Belmar Street Drainage Project plan specifications and bid documents have been completed and delivered to the parish and GIS engineering as the project administrator. We are awaiting final cost analysis by GIS engineering to select the bid dates for the project.
GIS, what's the holdup?
So I provided comments, additional comments on the plans on May 2nd. I haven't heard anything back from them. That was the last I heard. So I can follow up with Joseph and see what the status is.
Is that affecting the task order estimate? Those comments?
Shouldn't know. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think we just need that revised task order so that we can begin our cost analysis to approve it.
Yes, I have that drafted. It's going through our process and I should get it to you either this week or early next week.
Dana Bertrandville Drainage Canal Project.
Bertrandville Drainage Project, plans and specifications for the first phase of this project were completed and advertised for bids. This phase was canceled due to the landowner completing the work. The second phase plans have been completed. The project will be bid utilizing unit prices to complete the work within the allotted budget. The current estimate to complete the work entirely is $150,000. The revised plans and specifications are being sent to GIS engineering for review and to select bid dates.
All right, any questions?
GIS, did y'all receive those plans?
I did receive an email today with those, plans around 4:30.
Update on Gerald Street levy project.
Had a pretty good meeting, last Wednesday, so absent an unforeseen catastrophe, we should have permit drawings, modified permit drawings submitted next week.
Perfect. Thank you. Perfect. Update on ring levels in Pearport Bill River.
Exact same thing, should have modified permit drawings next week.
Good job. Update on Lee Drive project.
Lee Drive paving project, project is considered substantially complete. Mr. Savoy is working with the contractor to address the concerns posed by the owner at specific culvert crossing locations. There are approximately 4 driveway tie-ins that were additions at the end of the project that remain to be completed. Once a date for these driveways to be installed has been set and the crossings have been addressed, we will update the project closeout.
All right, just for the record, these 4 driveways were not additions at the end of this project. Plus, we still have some dips in the cross culverts of the middle of the road that wasn't repaired, so I'm not sure what's gonna happen here. I think we need to hold to it.
That contract in Pearport then? Never went, never. Okay. You wanna hold?
I'm not satisfied with it. Can you finish?
The contractor was supposed to go back when he was in that area.
They never made it.
Did they do
No,
the,
never-
did they do the road in
they never-
Pearport?
No, they never came.
They did a few in Ward 9 and Ward 7. They did like one Cajun and then one
You're the last one.
You're the last one on the totem pole.
You didn't know this part of it.
All right, let's see what happens when they go to Ward 8.
Let's see what happens.
I'm sure you're gonna be right there with them in the truck. All right, next item, update on Shell Beach Boat Landing.
Shell Beach Boat Launch. Permit has been issued by LADNR and the Army Corps of Engineers. The parish is in the process of purchasing the property with grant funds. We have completed a preliminary draft of the required phase 1 environmental assessment. The final draft will be issued to the parish by the end of this week. Once additional funding has been identified, the project can progress to design and construction.
So we don't have the environmental study completed, as Joseph stated 2 weeks ago that he would have it for this meeting.
Yeah, we went out and surveyed the area and it was brought to our attention that there's
Yeah, they got some stuff on the property, they had a sewer tank and on the property, that had to be removed. And that's, we'll go from there.
That's where, South Central Planning may come and help with the Brownsfield,
That takes a while.
You got trailer parks on the property, they got a sewer tank on the property.
Okay.
Just to make sure we get that environmental assessment report at the end of this week.
Yes, sir.
It's a month overdue.
All right, any other items?
Motion adjourned.
Motion adjourned by Mr. Diaz, second by Mr. Mathern, all in favor? Opposed? Motion adjourned.
We'll call order our regular meeting for May 22nd, 2024. Let the record reflect all jurors are present. We'll begin with a prayer and followed by the pledge. God, who teaches us by sending the light of the Holy Spirit into our hearts, grant that by the light of that Spirit, right judgment may be ours, and that we may ever find joy in his guidance. Amen.
Let's play it, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Request approval to accept minutes of regular meeting on May 8th, 2024. Motion by Mr. Nakam, second by Mr. Diaz. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Public comment period. This time we'll take public comment for any item on the agenda. Second call. Last call. Let the record reflect there was no public comment. Drainage Committee report, Chairman Pineville.
Sir, the Drainage Committee meeting was held this afternoon at 4:40. All members were present, besides Mr. Mathern. We reappointed Ms. Tina Landry to the Bayou Piedport North Gravity Drainage District. We discussed drainage issues down 100 Cindy Street in Libertyville. He spoke about the down trees in the Lower Texas Canal. And we're gonna follow up on that. And one deviation of to purchase a pump on Cajun Street at $2,800 in Ward 9. Present this all in form of a motion.
Thank you. Motion by Mr. Pineville, second by Mr. Mathern. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Committee report accepted. Finance Committee report. Finance Committee met. All members were present. We approved to pay the list of bills submitted through May 17th, 2024. We approved budget comparison statements for April 2024. We approved for 2 accountants to attend the APAO conference in Lafayette, August 1st and 2nd, 2024, at a cost of approximately $300. We tabled the fee proposal to review the structural condition assessment of the courthouse. In regards to the capabilities and pricings for dual facing cameras in parish vehicles, the jury voted to keep the system that we have currently in place.
I got one question on that one. Who is monitoring the GPS now?
I monitor the mosquito abatement truck.
Just the
That's all
mosquito?
I'm on.
Who is gonna be monitoring?
I would think mostly Aaron.
I just was able to get a login and everything for it about 2 days ago. So I'm going through it right now, set myself up to get it.
This something that we're gonna continue to monitor, because if we're not gonna monitor them, we'll just get rid of this GPS system as well, save some money there.
He still has to do the training. We were waiting to set up to do the training until we saw if we were gonna get the cameras. Or we could have done it all at once and we went down that road. It's up to him to monitor, I guess.
Yeah, I'm waiting to get the training for sure. And like I said, I'm just now getting myself into it to set myself up to get alerts for different parameters. So it's a good bit to look at, but that's why I want to get walked through it by the company.
Do we wanna allow the jurors to get access to this or? no?
I think so long as the department heads get access and use it.
The rest of all of the departments have access to their vehicle.
Our next item, we tabled the agreement for professional services with South Central Planning for grant management.
Motion to accept the report.
Motion to accept the report by Mr. Alcorn. Second by Mr. Nakam. All in favor? Motion passed. Personnel Committee.
Personnel
Chairman Diaz.
Committee met at 5:12. All members were present. We approved to hire ADA James Prescott Jr. to replace Craig Stewart effective 5/23/24. Item 2, we approved Dwayne Broussard as general supervisor with 6-month probationary period. Transfer from general fund to 1% employee. And we accepted everything else under advisement. Dwayne effective next pay period. I present this all in form of a motion.
Motion by Chairman Diaz,
Second.
second by Carter. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Engineering Grants Committee report, Chairman Nakam.
Yes, all members are present. We heard an update on, status and funding sources by GIS, updated information from our Plan and Design Group. Also an update from Infinity Engineering. Grants coordinator requests approval, and we approve $400, for a contract with Central Appraisal Bureau for the appraisal of Virginia Street for water sector sewer improvements. We also, request approval and authorize president to sign DDB professional service agreement. Amendment number 2, to progress of security listed grant permit application for the proposed ring levels amendments to 20 drainage structures crossing the LA 7 in the amount of $16,350. It's a Go Mesa project. Next item was, we approve, request approval and authorize president to sign a letter of commitment agreement local for the Bell Road walking trail. Next item, request approval for president to sign a CA with LA's OCD for the RCIP grant. Too many acronyms, can't remember what they all stand for. Next item, request, we approved a 4-foot hardship variance on the back property line at 119A College Point Lane. Also, we approved a 3-foot hardship variance on the side property line at 112 Cross LaRue Street in Pearport, based on getting the rest of the documentation, Mr. Clemo. We tabled number 8, so we get some more information on the family and some other information on Frank Lane. We had several updates on the fire hydrant project, Bell Road.
No, we didn't.
We
No, we
didn't, I
didn't.
missed that.
We
But I
still waiting
was-
for the language.
Wait, no,
Right,
no.
And I was at the Capitol with the senator last night. He told me that the language was put in yesterday. So if Melissa wanna go ahead and do a recap within the next week, if you wanna check it, it's fine, but he gave me his word yesterday at the Capitol that the language is in.
All right. An update on Bell Road drainage project. Ag Center roof project, turn it over to legal, look at the contract, and give us some options there. Courthouse renovation, no action. Building Morris Street project with update on, also Bertramville Drainage Canal project. Gerald Street Levee project, ring levels at Fairport Bell River, the Drive project, and Shell Beach Boat Landing. All in favor of the motion.
Motion by Mr. Nakam,
Second.
second by Mr. Diaz, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next item is, Y Assumption Parish for Economic Development. Ronnie DeGlue.
Hello, how y'all doing? So due to peer pressure, I was forced to speak last time and I felt like I didn't do a good job, so I really want to redeem myself, guys. So I put this speech together, hope everybody enjoys it. So here we go. Thank you all for gathering here today. My name is Ron Igloo. I'm deeply honored to speak before my esteemed police jury members, our parish president, parish attorney, and the wonderful community members of Assumption Parish. I've been a proud resident of Assumption Parish my entire life, raised on Highway 308 between Plottenville and Napoleonville. I played baseball at the local Plottenville ballpark, and 22 years ago, I married the love of my life at the Plottenville church. My journey continued. Our first family home was remodeled down Pankerville Lane, built a new home in the Elmfield subdivision, and recently built another home in Pierreport. My wife, my kids, and I, all proud graduates of Assumption High School, have one that's a senior, so hopefully she will graduate. Now, members of the jury, citizens of the parish, we may not have large industries like CF Industries, like Shintech, nor do we boast big institutions like Thibodeau Regional Medical Center or Nichols State University. But what we do have is something very, very incredible, special, and unique. We have our community. We have a tight-knit community where everyone knows each other. There's a real sense of belonging here. Mother's Day, went to my mom's house. She lives down Jollymore Street. Had to go run to Rouse's, pick up something. I was going 30 minutes. I get back, where you was at? Well, I was just talking to somebody because I know everybody there. Our churches, our events, our churches and church events bring us together, fostering unity and faith. Guys, all our church fairs, all our stuff, it's absolutely amazing what we do in Assumption Parish. Natural beauty, Lake Verret, Bell River, our beautiful waterways, our natural treasures that offer recreational and serenity. Our hunting and fishing, we are blessed to have natural resources that allow us to hunt, fish, make a living on the water. Our boat launches are always full, every one of them. I drove to work this morning on Bayou Corn boat launching. There was probably 30 people right there, guys. And every single one that come through there have to come dead down Highway 70. They spending money in our parish. Our ballparks are always bustling with activity. Our ballparks are so popular, they require police for traffic control, full. There's 310 at Community Softball League, I think. The adult leagues will have 7 teams this year. It's gonna be amazing. The adult softball league in Plombville is gonna have 7 teams, first ever. Pierre Park Ballpark, I don't have a live reveal. Pierre Park has like 320 kids signed up for it, all in the parish, all spending stuff in our parish. The Darcyville Park on Highway 70, always have something. I drive by, I see some kids having a birthday party there. I see some kids playing basketball. The other day, there was a reunion there. There was people just everywhere, all in our parish. Safety. That's our volunteer fire departments. Absolutely amazing. I think it's all paid for, right? There's no parish money supports them.
Village.
Right, millage, but millage tax supports them. They're amazing. The rescue, I'm very familiar with Pankerville, very familiar with Pierre Part. I've been involved with both of them, with family and friends, and just accidents and stuff happen. It's always been amazing. These people are volunteers, guys, in Assumption Parish. Our police department, same thing, absolutely unbelievable. They're always there. I'm pretty sure everybody in this room, if they want to call Mr. Leland Falcon, he might not answer right now, but he will call you back very soon, I promise you. Promise you that. We still have the peace of mind, occasionally leaving our doors unlocked, can walk down our street safely without any drama and anything. Infrastructure, our public waterworks ensure clean water for all. Guys, y'all see what's happening in Killian and some of these places that rely on wells? They don't have water, we none of us think about it, but it's a pretty big deal. We have our own water system, guys. It really is a big deal. Our gas companies, energy companies, energy is pretty good. We have hurricanes, we have storms, stuff falls. I mean, even after the big major storms, we're not really out of power a very long time. So all very stuff that I think we may take for granted. Recreation, guys, we got a racetrack. Did y'all see 2 weeks ago the people that was there? Guess where they all came in? Straight down Highway 70 or the other way. All those people came in the parish. Unbelievable. Did any of y'all go? Think about it. Anybody went? Pretty big deal, guys. It's a pretty big deal. It's a pretty big deal. Our Ag Center, I used to live right by it and went to a bunch of events. Man, it's amazing, the stuff that goes on there. That's all stuff we can do. Are we making full use of the Ag Center? Do we really, as a parish, supporting that racetrack that brings in, the campers and $1 million of people that came in and should have saw it? It was crazy. Education and community supports. Our public schools, guys. I know they got some riffraff, and I'm not getting into all that stuff, but I was raised through the public school system. My kids were. I got a son who's on an academic scholarship in Nichols right now, came through the public school system. Our community center right here, amazing what they do. Our libraries, always can go, got internet. I see some people out and do some kids activities. Our farming community. Yes, I know y'all probably all get the complaints about the muddy roads, right? But they're buying fuel, they're buying tires, they're buying equipment, they're buying food from all the grocery stores, all from inside our parish. And they also hire a lot of people who all pay taxes in Assumption Parish. Community support. Guys, we do not have Walmart, okay? Every business, grocery store wise, is family owned, right? It's family owned. That money in here. Rouses comes from Thibodeau, but a lot of people that work there are in Assumption Parish. Family owned business play a vital role in our daily lives. Though we need more, they do provide a local flavor and charm. We can all go to the grocery store and have fresh food and fresh stuff at reasonable prices. I think all our parishes pretty much have access to a pretty good grocery store. Something that we all may not realize, but we're blessed with that. There's areas that do not have that. Sports and local heroes. Guys, our sports, Assumption High School football on a Friday night. It don't get much better. I mean, really, think about it. Packed, people all the way to the road, filled up, packed at our high school football game. Absolutely, absolutely amazing. It shows our spirit and pride. We have another local hero in the parish that y'all may not be familiar with, Cliff Crochet. He's a professional fisherman, Major League Fishing. Cliff Crochet does an event called Every Fish Matters. He goes to the community center to last year, I think he raised around $70,000. He bought $48,000 of fish, okay? And released them where? In our parish, okay? So what does that do? That gets all these big F-250s, 2500s, Dodges with $100,000 bass boats all coming to our parish and spending money. Big, 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 big deal, guys. Very big deal. Our leadership, our community leaders and police jury work tireless for our welfare. Got Mr. Michael in the back there. Don't know him from nothing. Never met him in my life till the other day. I had a concern, had something. I don't know who the parish attorney is, so I wanted to find out. Called his office, just seeing if I can get an email address or something. This man picked up, don't mean no from nothing. Me and him had a pretty pleasant conversation on the phone. I really appreciate it. And I feel that anybody in the community would have an issue, they can pick up the phone and call Mr. Calabro. Try that in some other parishes and see how far that gets you. It's not gonna happen, I promise you. So really appreciate that. Now, despite all these blessings, we do face a significant challenge. Our children are leaving the parish. Think for a moment, will your kids or grandkids stay in this parish? Think about it. I can't answer that really right now. I don't know. You know, they're leaving, guys. They really are leaving. Our kids, our grandkids are not staying in Assumption Parish. So really think about it. If we don't act now, if we don't embrace the change, the enforcement, we're risking of losing slowly everything I just said. We have to have the taxpayers. Again, we don't have these huge industries funding our parish. We need the taxpayers. We must have it. We have to support them. So I'm asking you, promote our racetrack, showcase our beautiful boat launches. And one thing I would love, guys, to have a public fishing pier. I see these people fishing on the side of the road all the time. It's dangerous. They love to fish. Some kind of way, can we have a public fishing pier? I think it would be absolutely amazing for our community, you know? Support and attend our community events. Let's market Assumption Parish. It's absolutely gorgeous. Let's market it. Let's market Assumption Parish. We have so many people that's coming in. Let's market it. Let's make sure they're coming here. Let's make sure they're spending money on it. Let's participate. Let's support those ball tournaments. And most importantly, let's strengthen our parish ordinances to align with our neighboring coastal parishes like St. James, like St. Mary, like St. Charles, like Lafourche. Let's hold our rule breakers. Let's hold the permit violators accountable. There's businesses in the parish running without occupancy license that must be regulated. This is not just maintaining order, it's our preserving our way of life. Ensuring the safety of our residents and a vibrant future for Assumption Parish. Assumption Parish is a place of immense beauty, community, and potential. But to safeguard and enhance its potential, we need to act decisively. Let's come together. Let's save Assumption Parish and make sure it remains a place where our children and grandchildren can thrive. Thank y'all very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Hey, you forgot one organization. Chamber of Commerce.
Chamber of Commerce.
Chamber of Commerce.
Okay.
And we did help put some fish in the tackle box.
Yes, y'all did. That's exactly right. Y'all did do. Yep. Appreciate it.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ron.
All right, next item, discuss the mobile home park ordinance.
I put on the agenda, in case Ron has something to say, and he said it. So,
All right, well,
anything else we got?
the only thing that I'll add, I know it was an issue at last meeting. Spoke to Mr. Claymore. He is updating the permit application process for the mobile homes and the checklist of documentation needed. Stuff that's already supported by ordinances or state laws or whatever. Once we get that, he gives that draft to us, then we'll have legal review and see if there are any ordinances that need to be updated. But at this time, I believe most of the requirements are already in the ordinance. We just need the procedures that follow those ordinances.
So this is what I was sent today, and my comments are in the left-hand side, and then where it says additions by me, that's just suggestions. I mean, I didn't write this up formally, I just got it today, but it's, y'all can look over it and suggest anything else, and this is all dealing with mobile homes mostly. You know, we don't have to do nothing today, but at least y'all can start looking at this suggestions.
So at this time, we have no action on item 10. Request approval of amendment to personnel manual to reflect methodology for obtaining salvage values for surplus vehicles.
Yes, we currently have a policy that we follow, and it basically says we get in contact with an appraiser, and they come and look at our vehicles that we'd like to salvage, and they give us an appraisal amount. And then this is what we advertise as the minimum amount to be received. So then we put these vehicles out for bid, and we set in the ad the minimum appraisal amount. Well, then we receive bids above the minimum appraisal amount, and the law doesn't allow us to get rid of the vehicle that way. So then we have to take the vehicle and we have to get a salvage value of the vehicle and do the process all over again. Well, we used to have no issues with this when Mr. Alabama was alive. He would always do this, get this salvage value for us. For months now, we are not having any luck in doing that. So we've conferred with the auditors for a different mechanism, and they said we needed to document our methodology. And the suggestion was made, and I've conferred with Mr. Paul on this because he and I are working on the vehicles. If no bids are received that reach the minimum required appraisal, then a salvage value must be obtained and re-advertised with the minimum bid of the salvage value used. To obtain a salvage value, first you must obtain a Kelly Blue Book or NADA value depending on the condition of the vehicle. The salvage value shall be deemed 30% of this Kelly Blue Book or NADA value. Once obtained, re-advertise with the new minimum bid amount according. So this is the process we're gonna follow now, and I just, we need to have it documented and put in our manual.
Who said 30%?
The auditor said anywhere from 20 to 40% is what we should use. And we looked at some numbers and we just decided to go in between at 30%.
You need to move forward.
Well, you have to understand, we want to get rid of the vehicles. We don't want to
Nobody
keep sitting
bidding
in the
on
yard.
that.
Nobody's
Ain't
bidding.
on them, Jeff.
And I mean, yeah, when you
I'm
want
sorry.
when you
The
want the
other way.
amount,
The other way.
Go 20?
go 20.
What's the bottom? 10 or 20?
20.
It's all junk.
To get rid
No,
of
it's
it.
not all junk.
Nobody wants to bid on.
It's
They
not
don't wanna
all
bid 'em.
junk.
Yeah.
One of the bids was $500. If we go to the 20%, that puts it at $300.
That's
But yet I
perfect.
couldn't advertise at 500. I had to get 700.
100%.
20?
Get rid of it. Yeah, just get rid of it.
Yeah, this
Somebody's gonna buy it.
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah, get rid of it.
All right.
Motion.
So we have a motion on the floor to approve the amendment to the personnel manual to reflect the methodology for obtaining salvage vehicles for surplus vehicles. And this, will include, deeming a salvage value of 20% of the Kelly Blue Book or NADA value. Motion by Mr. Nakir.
Yes.
Second by Mr. Carter. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Discuss procedure for trash removal. Mr. Bro.
So, I received this before the meeting, so I would like to review this and come back to it at a later date.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Item table. Item 13, discuss conditions and materials on Cypress Street. Mr. Mathern.
Oh, that's, I need some patch material done on that street, but I thought they had left it up completely. But I found they gotta come back and do James last. May have a little bit more left in the bucket to patch it, so.
You hope.
Don't make
All
that.
right.
Probably, yeah. So it's stable now. See what kind of funds we got.
All right, item is tabled. Request approval of the second phase of derelict structure procedure for 5 dwellings located at 3178 Highway 1 in the Labrador community.
That's the 5 mobile homes at Supreme.
Oh, okay.
There's dinner on
Yeah, motion.
Motion to approve by
Jamie.
Mr. Ponville, second by Mr. Bro. All in favor?
All right.
Opposed? Motion carried. Request approval of an occupational license for Hop In, Pierport, and One Lady in the Mop, Napoleonville.
One lady in the mouth. All right.
Make a motion.
Motion to approve by Mr. Carter. Second by Mr. Bro. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried.
Let's remember that name change. Huh?
It is ownership change. not ownership.
Request approval of the following liquor license application. We'll take these one at a time. Samantha Mack, 401 Highway 1012, Napoleonville, doing business as Tipsy Turtle.
Okay, y'all had a question about that last time and she responded, I do have it in your packet, that the mobile bar is only to be used for private events and or festivals and craft shows. The location of this liquor license would be based out of her home, which is 401 Highway 1012 in the Napoleonville community.
Yeah, I know somebody have one of those. It's not, yeah, it's at property events.
Okay.
Instead of, like, you hire a caterer.
Yeah,
they hire a bar.
yeah.
That's all that is. And I'm.
Motion to approve by Mr. Nakam, second by Mr. Carter. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Hop In, 3715 Highway 70 South, Pierport.
It's just an ownership change.
Motion by Mr. Diaz, second by Mr. Carter. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Request approval of liquor license for Amber Caviar by Lewis Athletic Association, 1213 Highway 662, Morgan City. Motion by Mr. Diaz, second by Mr. Petero. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Oh, yeah, but I talked to him and they went in and assessed the community center and the parking lot that they need is going to be sufficient with what we have there, so they won't need the overflow.
Motion to adjourn.
So, thank you.
Yes.
Motion by Mr. Bro, second by Mr. Nakam. All in favor? Opposed?